Whichever the program is supposed to execute, that will be fetched onto the RAM. Once it is fetched onto the RAM, the execution will start. Only to read the content of the file, I am opening the file. So that is nothing but the accessing mode. What is offset? How many bytes I have to move, that is offset. From where, which point I have to move, that is a reference point. Each line of the file should always terminate specifying the end of line. Hello everyone, welcome to the last session of Unit 2 in Python programming language. Today we are going to discuss about set. Myself, Indu J, the Faculty of Computer Science Department, Vidhyaashram First Degree College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Let us start with one more data type what we have in Python programming language called set. What is set? As all of you know, set is a combination of items combined together to form a set, similar items combined together to form a set. That holds good in this language also. Set are used to store the multiple item in a single variable. More than one item can be stored in a single variable. A set is a collection which is unordered, unchangeable and unindexed. What do you mean by unordered? If I give the value of the set as 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, when I want to print the same set as an output, it won't be displayed in the same order. It will be displayed in the random order. Okay, this is called as unordered set. Set is what? It's unordered, unindexed and unchangeable values. Once I declare the set S1 as this 1, 2, 3, 4, we cannot change the value within the set. In place of 2, I cannot replace that with the 5. I cannot do that. Where the different data types what we have discussed so far, like list, strings, tuple, we are able to change the data, but in the set we are not able to change the data once the set elements is declared. Okay, that is called as unchangeable and unindexed. So for whatever the data types we have studied with respect to the Python, all data types are indexed value. Indexed value means always it starts with the index 0, 1, 2, 3, so on, or it may start with the negative index -1, -2, -3 and -4. But as set is unordered, we cannot access the element of the set using the index value. See, here 1 is there at the index value 0 and here the 1 is there at the index value 3, right? So we cannot access the elements using the index value in the set data type. Sets are represented within the flower braces. Set are represented within the flower braces separated by comma. How to create the set? As all other data types had 2 methods to create the sets, here also we can create the set using in 2 ways. One is by declaring the variable assignment operator within the flower braces. You can give the elements of the set or the items of the sets. Okay, or I can use a inbuilt method called set. What I can use? We can use the inbuilt method called set. Set can be created by using the built-in set function, which an irritable operation, or the sequence by placing the sequence inside the curly braces separated by comma. Either we can create this way or we can create this way. Set of S1 is equal to set 1, 2, 3. Right? This can create you a set of integers, or you can convert the list into set. Set within this, what I am giving? I am giving the list 1. What are the elements within the list 1? That will be converted into set using the inbuilt method called set. So that's how we are creating the set elements. So what all the operation we have on the sets? We have majorly four operations on the set: union, intersection, difference and semantic difference. Union means combining the elements of two sets as forming the new set, that is a union. Intersection, like if I have two sets, A intersecting B, only the elements of A will be displayed which is intersecting, and difference, whichever there in the A, that will be displayed, not the common element. Semantic difference means whichever the element is common. So this is a semantic difference. Whatever the here comes, that won't be displayed. Whatever there, that will be displayed either in the set A or in the set B. So these are all the operations what we have on the sets, that is union, combining two sets and forming a larger set. Intersection, displaying only the elements within the two sets which is common between the two sets. And difference, which is not common, we are displaying the not common elements between the two sets. And semantic difference, we are displaying not common but present in either the A set or in the B set. So let us see each operation with the example. Here we have taken the two sets, set A and set B. Set A has a value 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Set B has a value 1, 2, 4 and 5. Okay, what happens when the union operation is done? How we are going to do the union operation? By using the operator, logical OR operator. We are using the union operation on this. It says the programmer or the interpreter that I have to combine the elements which is there in the set A with the elements which is there in the set B. Okay, so this would be the output. When I said print union A with this operator and then B, it will print all the elements that is present in A as well as in B, that is from 0 to 8. But when it is displaying, it's not mandatory that it should display in the same order. It can display it in the any order. Why? Because set is unordered data type. What? Set is unordered data type. Next, one more operation what we have is intersection. Intersection means displaying only the common elements between the set A and set B. So what is a common element in the set A? That is 2 is common and 4 is a common element in set A as well as in set B. So what I am having, the intersection of set A and set B will give you the common elements between the set A as well as in the set B. Then what I have is difference. How we are representing the difference? By minus. How we are representing the intersection? By using the logical AND operator. By using the logical AND operator, we represent it is a intersection operation. By using the minus sign, we are representing that is a difference operation what we are doing on the set. So what difference means? If A minus B, it is giving A minus B, I have to print only the element that is present in A, but it should not be present in B. If I write B minus C, B minus A, if I write B minus A, what it's supposed to print? It's supposed to print all elements of B that is not present in A. So here we are doing it for A minus B. What are the elements of A that is not in B? Except 2 and 4 which is common, all the elements of A will be displayed. That is 0, 6 and A will be printed as A minus B. What if it is B minus A? What it's supposed to be printed? Except 2 and 4 from the elements of the list, it can print 1, 3 and 5. It can print 1, 3 and 5. Okay, these are all the elements for B minus A. Coming to the semantic difference, what is the semantic difference? Semantic difference will give you uncommon element between the two sets, that is A and B. What is the uncommon element between the sets to A and B? Except 2 and 4, all the elements 0, 6, 8 and 1, 3, 5. All the 6 elements will be printed as a semantic difference. Here you can see the semantic difference of the set A and B will be 0, 1, 3, 5, 6 and 8. It may not be in the ordered, but it is a semantic difference what we are getting. Okay, this is some examples for operation on the sets. Next, we'll move into the built-in functions or built-in methods what we have in the sets. What are the built-in functions we have? Add, clear, discard, pop and remove. Add is to add the element to the set. I've told you it is immutable, but once we have declared 1, 2, 3 as a set elements, we cannot change the values of these elements, but we can add the element into the set. Okay, so adds gives you the element of a set. Clear, remove all the elements from the sets. Discard removes the elements from the set, and pop returns and remove the random element from the set. Which element is removed? Randomly it is removing the element and removes the element from the list. Let's see each and every built-in function with an example. Here we have an example for all the built-in functions. See here, S is a set having and the elements as G, E, K and S. What are the elements we have as a set? G, E, K and S. So if I'm doing add a function, if I'm using add function on the set S, it will print what I'm adding. Add the element F. What I'm adding? Add the element F into the set at the end. It will be appended at the end of the set. But here we are not changing any value of this. Okay, then discard the element from the set. Which element I supposed to discard? I supposed to discard the element G from the set. This element I supposed to discard. After discarding that, it will display the remaining element, that is K, S, E and F. It will be displayed. Okay, so discard will remove the particular element from the given set. Then what remove function will do? Removal function will also remove the specified element. Removes what? Specified element from the given set. We have already removed G. Now we are removing E. What the remaining element I have? K, S and F. As we have added F to the set, so we will be having 3 elements, K, S and F. That is a function of the remove. Then popping the element from the set, how we are going to pop? Randomly it's going to pop. How we are calling that? By using the set name with the dot operator, calling the pop function or pop method. What it will be popped? Set after pop. It is not mentioned that which element to be popped, because it's a random element that will be popped, which is on the top of the stack, that will be popped out. So any element can be popped. Here the element K is popped out of the set. Then what we have is clear. Yes dot clear, that is which set have to clear. It will clear all the elements within the set and it will give you an empty set. All the element irrespectively it will be deleted. Okay. So how to call which function, which set I supposed to clear? Set name with the dot operator, calling the function clear. It will clear all the elements within the set and it will give you the empty set. So these are all some of the built-in functions what we had in the set, and some of the method what we have on the sets are add, clear. We have already discussed how add will work and how clear will work. Clear will clear all the elements of the set. Add will add a single element into the end of the set, and copy, it will allow you to copy the element, complete all the element of the one set to the other set. And differences, we have already done how difference operation will be worked on that. The returns the set, that is a difference between the two set, gives you the only if it is A minus B, gives all the element of A which is not in the B. If it is B minus A, it will give you all the element of the B which is not in the A set. Discard removes the element from the set. It will remove the particular element which I want to take it out from the set. That will be removed from the set. And frozen set means returns the immutable frozen set. It is immutable frozen set. So once we call the set is frozen, we are not allowed to change any value within the set. Then intersection means it will give you the common element out of the two sets, returns a set that has an intersection all the sets. And then intersection and update the existing caller set with the intersection set. It will update the existing set after the intersection set. That is all the different methods what we have. Apart from that, we have is disjoint. It will check whether the set are disjoint or not. That is, if set 1 and set 2 are there, these sets are communicating together, having the common element together or not. It will always return the Boolean value. Then is a subset. It will returns the subset, whether the given set is a subset of previous set or not, or the parent set or not. Returns the true if all the elements of A are present in another set, that is B. For example, A as 1, 2, 3 and B as 2. Okay, the element which is there in the B is also there in the set A. So B is a subset of A, right? If it is a subset, I am checking whether the B is a subset of A or not. It will returns the Boolean value, yes or false, true or false. Is a superset, it will checking. So how we are supposed to call that A dot is subset of B. If it is there, it will returns true. Similarly, we have to check whether A is a superset or not. Similarly, if the elements of B is there in the A and element of C is also there in the A, it will display you the A as a superset. It will also give you the Boolean value. It returns true if all the elements of set A are copied to the set B. Then pop, we have already discussed. It will randomly remove the element from the set, and remove is used to remove the particular element from the set. Then semantic difference, already discussed what is semantic difference. Except the common element between the set A and B, all the elements will be printed. That is a semantic difference. Union operation, combining two sets together to form a new set, a larger set, that is a union operation. Then update operation, updates add the element into the set, that is called as update operation. Next what we have is Python file handling. File handling is one more operation that we can do, that is must we should do. Why we need to go for file handling? First you have to check whatever the execution will do in the program, in the system, that will be done in the RAM. That is a random access memory, that is a temporary or volatile memory, right? So it is limited. We cannot store all the programs in the RAM. Whichever the program is supposed to execute, that will be fetched down to the RAM. Once it is fetched down to the RAM, the execution will start. The result of the execution has to be stored back into the RAM memory only. As it is very small and volatile, once the computer is off, the data will be erased, right? So we have to store those results in separate memory, in the separate files. So at that time, this file handling come into existence. It will store the resultant data, whatever we want, and we can use that data for next execution, for further execution. So that's why it is important to know how the file handling is done in the Python. So Python supports the file handling and allows the user to handle the file. That is, what all operations we are doing, read and write files along with the many other file handling operation. When we say it is a file, what all the operations we have? We have to open the file firstly, then we have to do some performance on the file, either it may be the read or write operations, and then we have to close the file. These are all some of the operations what we have to do on the files. Then Python treat the files differently as a text and binary. We can handle the file in two types. One is text file and one is binary file. Always text file will be stored with the dot extension txt, and the binary will be stored with the dot extension dat. That represents, that is a data file. Each line of the file is terminated with the end of line. Each line of the file should always terminate specifying the end of line. So why file handling is required? We have already discussed it. Then advantage of using file handling or advantage of file handling in Python. It will provide the versatility. File handling will provide the versatility. File handling will provide the flexibility. It provides the user friendly and it provides the cross platform also. What is versatility? File handling in the Python allows you to perform a wide range of operations such as creating, reading, writing, appending, renaming and deleting. It will provide all the type of operation on single particular file. Read, write, append, then rename, delete, everything we can do. Flexibility. What is the flexibility feature? File handling in the Python highly flexible as it allows to work on a different file type. It allows us to work on the text file as well as on the binary file. So also it will works on CSV files also, that is image files also we can work on. That's why it provides the flexibility. We can work these operations, we can perform these operations on different types of files. User friendly. Python provides a user friendly interface for file handling, making it easier to create, read, write, append and close. Then cross-platform. It allows us to do the file operation between the platforms. Python file handling functions work across the different platforms. For example, works for the Windows, Linux, Mac OS and different other platforms, allowing for seamlessness, integration and compatibility. As Python language is also itself is a compatible and platform independent, the file handling in the Python also provides a platform independentness, that is a cross-platform operation it will provide. Then what is the disadvantage of using the file handling? So it is very error prone. First disadvantage what we have is error prone. Anyone can access the file and make the changes to the file, that is error prone. File handling operation in the Python can be error prone, especially if the code is not carefully written with their issues in the file system. Okay, that is file permission. If file permission is not given properly, read only, write, read and write or write and read, if it's not given properly permission, it can be handled, it can prone to an error. Then security risk. Anyone can change the data within the file. The programmer access users the input that can be used to access or modify the sensitive file. So random file changes doesn't make much effect, but when we change the data of the sensitive file, that complete operation, the problem solving what we are doing it for, that will revert back. So it is one more disadvantage what we have in the file handling. Then complexity. It is very complex to handle a large number of files. When working with the more advanced files, format, operations, attention must be paid to code to ensure that file handling probably will be very secure. Then performance, it reduces the performance of the system or performance of the program. File handling operations in the Python can be slower. It reduces the performance, that is what I said. It can be slower than other programming languages, especially when dealing with the larger file. When dealing with the larger file, the performance will go down. So these are some of the disadvantages what we have in file handling. Next, Python file handling, how to open the file. So what all the operation we are doing on the file handling using Python? Open, performance, that is read or write operation, then close. So let us see how to open the file. So how to open the file? Python inbuilt function we have open to open the file. Within that we have one file object. F is what? F is a file object. For that we are using the assignment operator. We are calling the open method. Within that open method we have two parameters, that is 1 and 2, which file name we are creating, which file name we are opening it for, and what is the mode of access, whether we are opening the file in only read mode or write mode, read write mode or write read mode or append mode. Okay, this is what the mode represents, where the following modes are supported. What all the different modes are supported by file handling? That is, R represent in place of mode. If I write, say for example, F is equal to open, what the file name? 1.txt is a file name, and comma, which mode I am opening? I am opening it for R mode. R stands for what? Open the existing file in read operation. Only to read the content of the file I am opening the file. So that is nothing but the accessing mode. How we are supposed to access the file. It will let us know how the file can be accessed only in the read mode. Then in place of R, if I write W here, that represent this file 1.txt is open to write on that. We can change the data on that. We can update the data of the file 1.txt. Then A stands for what? Append. Append means with the existing. If the file is this, I have two lines. With the existing line, I can add some more line. I can append the data within the file. Where if you open with the write mode, it will overwrite this. It will overwrite the existing content. It will override, but append will add the data into the existing content. That is what about the append function. R plus stands for read as well as write. To read and write the data into the file, the previous data in the file will be overwritten. What we are doing? We are reading and as well as writing. Previous data, whatever is there in the text, one.txt, that will be overwritten. In W plus, what we are doing? To write and read. What here? First write and then read. It will be overwrite existing data. It can have multiple copies of the data. Append plus, to append and read the data. Append, first add some contents and then we are reading the data from the file. It won't overwrite the existing data because it will be appended at the end of the file. So it won't overwrite the existing data within the file. So working on the read mode, how the read mode we can work. There are different examples how we can open the file using the read mode. The first will go with the file open. This is a syntax what we had. File is nothing but the file objects what it would be. What operation we are doing? We are doing the open operation on which file? Text.txt file. Which mode accessing we are giving? We are giving the read mode accessing. Okay, so it is R. For each is what? Each is a variable that will stores the content of the file. For each in file. What is my file? This is my file, right? So all the content of the file will be transferred to the variable each, and when we say it is print each, it will print all the text data that is present in text.txt file. Okay, that is hello world, welcome to BCA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be printed, where this is stored in the file called text.txt. Okay, what I have, hello world, welcome to BCA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this content, whatever the content is there in the text.txt, that will be displayed as it is. So one more type what we are using, the read function, means we can use the pre-built function or inbuilt function read. Here the format is same, file format, file, open text.txt in the read mode, then print file dot read. It will read the complete text which is there in the text.txt, and it will be displayed as it is. Using with the statement, what is with this using? We can use the read operation with the statement also. So what is the format? With open, I am opening what? The text file as a file, right? I am opening the file as a text.txt as a file, and that data will be stored in one variable called data. File read, whatever the operation, whatever the data is there in this particular text, that will be read and stored in the variable called data. That variable will be printed. So all the content of the file text.txt will be printed here also. Take one more way of reading the data. We can read the specific characters. How many characters we want? Say if it is your text data, text file. So I have hello world, welcome to BCA, right? Hello world, welcome to BCA. This is my text data what I had. I want to read only the 5 elements or 7 elements of that particular file. I can do that. So how I am going to do that? First I had to specify which file I am supposed to be read from. So file read, within the read function, how many characters to be printed as to be passed as an argument. So here 5 has passed as an argument. So how many character of the file has to be printed in the output? Only 5 character, that is HELLO, 5 character will be printed as a output. This is to print the specific number of characters of the file. Then what we have is write operation. How we can achieve a write operation in file? So it can be done in 2 ways, using the write function or write lines function. To write one particular single line, we are using the write function. To write the multiple lines, we are using the write lines function. For writing the single string, for writing the sequence of strings. Okay, then the write method takes the string as an argument and write that to the text file. So whatever we want to write, that has to be given within this parenthesis as an argument. Say consider this is my text.txt. Right, this is my text.txt. What I have here is hello world. Hello world is data that is stored. If I want to do the write operation, what I can do? Always it will point to the first location, first initial location of the file. Whatever I write, so write hi. In place of this hello, this hi will be overwritten. Okay, it returns the number of characters being written on a single execution of write method. How many number of characters we have? High, right? 2 characters. It will return those many characters as a start of the file. Also, we need to add a new line character at the end of every sentences to mark the end of line. So, if I write hi / new line hello. So, what it will give? It will print you as hi hello. So, if I don't give this new line character, what it will be printed as? It will be printed as hi hello. Quite confusing, right? So, this is quite easier to understand. So, whenever we want to change the line, we can give the /n character between the strings. Okay, next example for writing the function. First example, my object. What is a my object? My object is a file object. Okay, file object. What we are doing? We are opening the file in which mode? In which mode? Write mode. What is my file name? My file.txt is a file name what I am opening in the write mode. So, marks is equal to 58. What I am supposed to add this value into the file. So, what we are doing? We are calling the file object with the dot operator. What method we are calling? We are calling the write method and passing the value 58 as a parameter. Why it is converted to string? Marks is in an integer value. So, we are using the inbuilt function string to convert the marks to string, and that will be printed. So, in the form of string. Okay, let us say the second example. My object open my file.txt opening in the write mode. Here in line we have to create the number of lines. We have to write the different lines. So, what we are doing? Hello everyone /n we have put writing multiple strings. So, how it will be displayed? Means in the my text file, it will be given with hello everyone. In the next line, it will give writing, and in the next line it will give this is the third line. It will give whatever is there within this particular symbol. It is called as comment line. It won't be printed. Comment will not be printed. So, when I call my object write function lines, how many lines we have written? We have written 3 lines. Whenever we are supposed to write a sequence of the string, we are using the write line function. So, these lines will be printed or written in the file called myfile.txt. And once we have done with any operation, either the read write operation, we are supposed to close the file. Why we have to close the file? Because to deallocate the memory that has been allocated for that particular file, to manage the memory of the system. So, we are closing. How to close? Call the function file name with the file object, use the dot operator, then call the method close. So, this is what about closing a file. How we have to close and why we have to close. Closing a file, once we are done with the read and write operation on the file, we have to close the file. It is good practice to close the file, because if it is open, anyone can modify the data what is there in the file. So, always we are closing. Python provides a close method to do so. Close is a method used to close the opened file. While closing the file, the system frees the memory allocated for it. As I told you, it will free the memory allocated for that particular file. So, when we have to close, when the operation on that particular file is completely done, after that we have to close the file. The syntax of closing file is file object dot operator and call the method close. So it will simply deallocate the memory and closes the file what you have created or what you have opened it for. So accessing the data from file, how we are going to access the data from a file? We are using the two inbuilt function called seek and tell functions to access the data. So tell method, it will tell what data to be written. The functions returns an integer that specifies the current position of the file object in the file. Where exactly the particular thing is present, it will returns that particular integer value. The syntax of using a tell function, it will tell where exactly the particular data is present. Okay, it will tell the file object, that is f is my file object dot tell function. If you call tell function, it will give you the exact location where data is present. Then coming to the seek function, seek method, this method uses the used to position the file object at the particular position in the file. We are seeking some particular position, seeking the data from particular position. The syntax of the seek is file object seek and the offset on the reference point. Where position, which position have to seek, that has to be passed as a parameter here. And this is a syntax for seek function, the offset of the number of bytes by which the file object is to be moved. How many times, how many locations we have to move the file object, that will be given with the bytes as a offset value in the parameter of the seek function. Then reference point indicates the starting position of the file object. For example, if I take this is my file, I have hello world. I want to seek, I'm seeking for the only the string word. So here it will give you 5 position plus 1 white space 6 position. Offset, how many characters I have to move? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 characters will be given as an offset value. From where I have to move, that will be given as a reference point. From which point I have to move? From 6th position I have to move. That will be given as a reference point. There is a 2 arguments for the seek function. One is offset, one is reference point. What is offset? How many bytes I have to move? That is offset. From where, which point I have to move? That is a reference point. Okay. So it can have any of the following values. It can begin, it can be the beginning of the file. It can be at the beginning of the file, at the starting position, at the current position of the file. It can be at the current position. So much I have written. Now I want to seek the next string or the next character, that is a current position, or it can be at the end of the file. It can be at the end of the file. Any position can be an your reference point. Okay, this is how to access the data from the file. So that's all for your second unit. Hope all of you understood it very well. Kindly go through with all the slides. Thank you.